8 months into your GLP-1 journey, you've lost 60 pounds. You've hit every number on the chart you and your doctor have been tracking since day one. You catch your reflection in a hallway mirror on your way out the door, stop, and think one sentence you'd never say out loud. I don't understand why I still hate my arms. I'm Dr. Jen Bradley, and this week we're talking about something with a name most women on this journey have never heard: appearance adaptation distress. If this is your first time here, welcome. Each week in this series, we walk through one piece of the psychological work a GLP-1 journey asks of you, work that most standard guidance on diet, side effects, and the number on the scale skips entirely. If you've reached a body you worked hard for and found yourself disappointed anyway, you already know this doesn't make sense on paper. You did the thing you set out to do. The scale did the thing it was supposed to do. But here's what's actually going on. The goal you were picturing was never really a number. It was a particular body, one that looked a specific way in your mind. And somewhere in the mirror, that specific image never fully showed up. Most women start a GLP-1 journey with a picture of the body waiting on the other side. Weight loss will fix this. Weight loss will fix that too. When the weight comes off, the story goes, the discomfort with your body comes off with it. This is a bigger adjustment than anyone prepares you for. You didn't take a shortcut. You changed how you ate, tracked side effects, pushed through the hard weeks, and kept going for months, sometimes years. Then you arrive after all of that, and the destination doesn't match the picture you'd been carrying. Loose skin you didn't expect. A stretch mark that didn't fade in the way the scale did. A face that looks tired in ways it didn't before. Most conversations about weight loss assume the hard part ends at the goal. For a lot of women, arriving is where a different kind of hard part starts. I call this appearance adaptation distress, the gap between the body a woman expected weight loss to deliver and the body she's actually standing in once it happens. Here's what almost every woman in this position gets wrong about herself. She reads the disappointment as proof the weight loss didn't work, or worse, as proof she's ungrateful for something she worked so hard to get. Neither is true. Body image and body weight run on separate systems. Weight loss changes your body. It doesn't touch the beliefs and history stacked on top of it. You can lose 60 pounds and still be carrying 30 years of standing in front of a mirror and finding something wrong. Here's the mechanism behind it, and understanding it changes what you actually do about it. Your brain keeps an internal map of your body size. That map updates slowly, much slower than your actual body changes. It's why you might still reach for a size that no longer fits you, flinch at a photo that doesn't match how you feel in the mirror, or look smaller to everyone else long before you feel smaller to yourself. Psychologists call this a body map lag. It's a documented neurological phenomenon. It is not a sign that something is wrong with you, and it is not a sign that something is wrong with your progress. Your body changed on a timeline your brain simply hasn't caught up to yet. This matters because it means the disappointment you're feeling isn't a character judgment you're making about yourself. It's a lag. And lags close with evidence, not with willpower. You'll see this show up in small, specific moments. Someone you haven't seen in months does a double take. You catch a photo from an angle you're not used to and don't recognize yourself for a second. You keep sizing up a doorway or a chair out of habit the way you used to, before your body actually needed that much room. All of that is the map, not the mirror, being out of date. This is where the disappointment tends to hide. You don't say it out loud because saying it out loud feels like admitting something shameful. You worked for this. People are congratulating you. And underneath all of it, quietly, you expect it to feel different than you do. So you smile, go home, and stand in front of the mirror alone, wondering what's wrong with you for still finding something to dislike after doing everything right. Even the people closest to you may not be the ones you tell. Not because they wouldn't care, but because admitting disappointment after a success this visible feels like it needs an explanation you don't have yet. So it stays quiet. And staying quiet about it is part of what makes it feel so isolating. Nothing is wrong with you. A smaller body and a healed relationship with your body are two different projects. One responds to a medication, the other takes something else. Making peace with this body starts with a different question. For most of your life, diet culture taught you to evaluate your body like an object. Does it look right? Is it finished? Does it match the picture in your head? That question keeps you in front of the mirror, cataloging what still needs fixing, because no body fully satisfies an image built from decades of before and after photos and diet rules. There's a different question underneath all of this, and it's the one this stage of the work is actually asking of you. Not, does this body look right? Instead, does this body carry the life I'm building? Can it get you up the stairs without the ache it used to have? Can it get you down on the floor with your kids or your grandkids? Can it walk the distance you want to walk? Keep pace with the life you're trying to live. That's a body you inhabit, not one you inspect and grade every morning. None of this requires you to love every inch of what you see. It asks for something quieter, and in some ways harder, turning your attention away from appraisal and back toward relationship. Picture the difference for a second. One version of you stands at the mirror cataloging what still isn't right. The other version of you notices that you carried groceries up 3 flights of stairs without stopping to catch your breath, or got down on the floor to play with a kid and got back up without thinking about it. Both moments happened. Only one of them is the whole picture. If any of this feels familiar, you might be standing in what I call stage 3 of your GLP-1 journey, maintenance, the stage where the weight loss itself has stopped. Your body may keep changing from here, especially if you're lifting weights or staying active. But that change is coming from you now, not the medication. This piece isn't about tracking what's still changing. It's about learning to accept yourself as a whole person, while your internal picture is still catching up to what's already true. That work, learning to live inside the body you built, rather than continuing to chase it, is its own psychological task, separate from the work of losing the weight in the first place. And it deserves its own attention, which is exactly what we're building toward in this series. This week, when you catch yourself fixated on one part of the picture, a stomach, a set of arms, a face that's changed with age alongside the weight, try asking the second question instead of the first. The question worth carrying forward: is your life better now? Ask yourself what this journey has actually given you beyond the one feature that's bothering you tonight. Your energy, your mobility, the way you move through your day, the future you're building. Weigh the whole trade-off, not just the part that stings. You don't have to pretend the disappointment isn't there. What you get to decide is whether you keep relating to this body as a project that's never quite finished, or start relating to it as the thing that's been carrying you through the life you worked this hard to build. If you want a more structured way to work on this, closing the gap between what your body actually did today and what your mind still believes about it, I walk through a specific nightly practice for that in this week's Kit newsletter. It only takes about a minute a day. If you're in stage 3 right now, I'd love to hear what arriving has actually been like for you. Head over to the Substack article this video is based on and tell me in the comments there. And if you want the full roadmap, not just this week's piece, my newsletter is where I walk you through this one step at a time. The link is in the description below. I'll see you next week.